Hey guys, Damian Keyes here, welcome back to the channel. So today I got sent a question on Instagram that I thought was potentially of interest. And that question was, how do I get people to do what I want them to do? i.e. stream my song on Spotify or watch my video on YouTube. Now this is a very blatant question. It's very much to the point, but I was thinking about it and I get this question pretty much every single day in some form or another. And the problem is this isn't the right question to ask, because obviously how do I get people to do what I want them to do is very much a dictatorship. But more importantly, what it comes down to is one very simple answer. You make a fan base. If you make a fan base, they will do what you want them to do, pretty much because what you want them to do is also what they want to do. So they are doing what they want to do, it just so happens to be what you also want them to do. So if you're going to create a fan base, how are we going to do that? I guess the first point is understanding the difference between an audience and a fan base. We all have audiences, we all have demographics, we all have people that follow, we have people that subscribe. Does that mean they're fans? No, absolutely not. It means they're aware of us. It means they might like some of the stuff. But the journey of a fan, as we've discussed before on this channel, is a complex one. It starts off from I've never heard of you and now I have heard of you, right the way through to super fan and possibly can I have some of your poo so I can sell it on eBay. Now, once you understand the difference between a follower, an audience member, and a fan, that's at the point where you get to decide how you look after them. Think about it like, how do you look after your friends versus how do you look after your acquaintances? Two very different things. And more importantly, what have you done for your audience lately to try and get them from audience to fan? Because what we tend to do is we tend to say, everyone come on in, I want you to be a fan. Then they come into your social media, they might follow, they are now audience members, and we say, we've achieved the goal, stick them over there, herd them like sheep, let's go and get the next one, let's go and get the next bunch of people. Instead of, they're in, let's look after them. So the question is, what have you done for your audience today that brings them that value? When I talk about value, I mean, have you performed a track? Have you put out a new music video? Have you put out a new song? When someone comments, have you rained down love upon their comment more than just saying cheers? When someone likes a post, do you message them on the DM and say, hey, let's start a conversation. What are you into? Tell me more about you. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. Are you bringing them value? Because every single day, I am shocked and appalled by the amount of people who are not doing this and then expecting their audience to turn into fans. They're saying, well, I haven't really posted much in the last 3 weeks and I've had 5 comments on the last post, but I just ignored them. Why on earth is that going to turn people into fans? And therefore, why are they going to do what you want them to do? Secondly, are you putting content out to get people in or push people out? Now, what I mean by this is you might be doing some boosts or some ads. Either way, if you are trying to get people to bypass your Instagram to go straight to Spotify, then effectively you are not bringing them into the party. You are saying, don't come in. You just go over there and listen to the music. Now, the problem with this is they're not then coming back into your party. They're literally just going away. And maybe they listen to the track for more than 30 seconds, which will register as a play on Spotify, but maybe they won't. And even if they do, are they going to come back again? A much better way, if you are going to spend any money on boosting or ads before you start sending people away from your social media, is to bring them in. Rather than saying, right, now you're here and in my bio, I'm going to try and send you somewhere else, or here's an advert of 15 seconds, go away. I think you should be saying, I'm going to make valuable content and then I'm going to try and get people in and use that as an opportunity to make friends and treat people well enough to get them from audience to fan base. Now, I understand that the algorithm isn't working and you are pushing out content and less people are seeing it. I understand, but that doesn't give you an excuse to just push people away straight to Spotify. Don't worry about it, just bugger off to Spotify and go and have a listen. Your job is to bring people into the story, to bring people into the journey, and more importantly, into your party. Let's bring them in and look after them here. And then after a while, at that point, we can say, hey, by the way, I have got a new music video on YouTube. I have got some music on Spotify, knowing that when you send them away, that's the point when they will come back again. Number 3, what is it that you are posting on your social media? This is such a weird question. It's the wrong question. Not what pictures should you put on your social media? Get rid of that. What adventures are you having today? What are you doing this music for? This is your passion. This is your love. This is why you create. So therefore, have the adventures. The social media takes care of itself. If you say over the next month, I'm going to have some adventures. I'm going to get in the studio. I'm going to write new songs. We're going to rehearse twice a week. We're going to do photo shoots. We're going to do video shoots. We're going to do a real band. We're going to go on tour. We're going to do gigs. At what point, you've got loads and loads of stuff to put on your social media. You absolutely don't need to wake up and think, what shall I put on my social media today? You just go, no, I'm going to have an adventure and I'm going to take everyone with me and I'm going to document the adventures that I'm having. So if you want to make a fan base, do interesting shit. If you make interesting stuff, then you have got lots and lots of interesting things to post about every day. Number 4, what is your future story? Now this is quite a weird one. I constantly see people saying, this is the story. And I think, no, that's the story that's happened. You've brought me up to speed, but we are not at the end. We have not got to the, and they all lived happily ever after. So I want to know what happens next. It's all very well where you've come from. It's all very well the characters who are in it, but I want to know where you're going. I want to know what you're working towards. That is the story of the future. Now that I'm interested in. And that's your job, is to tell people why they're coming into this. Because you're going to do this and you want to achieve this. And these are the things that you love. And therefore, these are the things that you're going to do in the future. Then I'm coming with you on the journey to get there. You can't just say, this is where we come from and this is where we're at. It's boring, it doesn't work. So therefore, think about the story for the future. How are you going to tell it? And therefore, how are you going to get people involved to come with you? Number 5, give them the extra songs that you've written but you decided not to put out, the extra photos that you might have taken but you decided not to put on your social media, the extra videos or the extra lyrics or the extra bits that you're doing that no one knows about. You see, we live in a time which stems from tradition of the last 50 years where we'd say, here is our finished product, would you like to buy it? That was totally acceptable before social media. But now it's transparent and people can see in. But we still do the same thing. We put our arm around it and say, you can't see it until I'm ready to release it. And we fiddle and we do it all and we just say, wait for it, ta-da, the end. And people go, oh, it's really, really good. That's the end. Instead of saying, hey, come with me. I've just written this song. Maybe I'll release it, maybe I won't. This is an acoustic version. Here's a verse. Here's a chorus. Here's some pictures I took. It doesn't necessarily have to be this perfect crafted image or this perfect crafted song that you've finished. You get to give your audience more and therefore reward them and take them into being fans. So paint those pictures. If you've got those new riffs, those new ideas, those new songs, why not say, hey, I've just made this. Now, this isn't being released to anyone apart from you, but we're in this together. So I just wanted to show you. Now that is a reward that people can get into. Number 6, my new pet peeve, photo shoots. I cannot believe how many musicians I talk to that when I say, can I get a photo or a headshot or a live shot of you, that they say, oh, I don't think I've got anything. Let me go and rummage around in my old Facebook photos and see if I can find a picture of me in a festival with a pint. Come on, we're artists. This is a fashion-based industry. Get photo shoots, get them in every single month. I think if you're an artist or a band, you should set up a photo shoot every single month because that gives you more stuff to put on your social media, but it's also showing something interesting of who you are. It paints these pictures. How much does it cost? Well, if you go and get a professional photographer, it probably costs a lot, but you don't have to do that. What you can do is you can go and find someone that you look at on Instagram who you think has got an eye for photos, and you can send them a message and just say, I don't suppose I can borrow you for an hour to take some pictures of us because we can't afford a photographer, but we really like the way that you can take a picture. Do that with 5 people and one person will say, yeah, okay, buy me a pint and I'll do that for you. And number 7, the big one. Are we getting you or are we getting some kind of social media version of you? Are you saying, look, I've made a video, have that, now leave me alone? Or are you fully invested? I am seeing far too many people who are using social media as some kind of library. There is this, there's no story, there's no emotion. Think about this. This is emotion. Think about the first band or the first artist that drew you in. The first time you went to that gig, the first time you played a gig. All of these things come down to emotion, and music is all about emotion and how people feel. So if you're not allowing people in, they will never, ever become fans. And if they don't become fans, you won't get the answer that you are looking for when you say, how do I get people to do what I want them to do? Well, either you pay them money or you've got to get them on board to be fans, because those are the people who do what you want. So guys, this video is all about value, how you can look after people, because that is how you get people to do what you want them to do. But ultimately, I don't think that's the right question. I don't think it should be, how do I get people what I want them to do? The right question is, how can I do something that provides value to someone else with my music so they want to do the things that I would love them to do? That is the question that needs answering. So as this video is all about value, I think you should provide some value, and maybe you should hit that like button and mash that subscribe button. And more importantly, just come and be a part of this community, because I'm so proud of what we are building and I'm so proud of what you guys are doing as musicians at the moment. So come and be a part of this community. Hit me up in the comments below. And as usual, I'll see you guys soon.